Okay, so welcome back, and now what we're going to do is we're going to do some examples. And so in the first example, it gives us this function sine of x plus pi over 6 minus 2. And so let's find out what, first of all, what the phase shift is. We want the magnitude of the phase shift, and what is the horizontal shift and the vertical shift in this case. Okay, so first of all, remember the general form. Okay, if you remember the general form is a sine bx minus c plus d. So what I would do is I would just write this in terms of the minus and the plus. Makes it easier to see what the numbers mean. So I would write this as minus a negative, right? And I would write this as, since this is plus, I want like this to be a plus, so this is going to be plus minus, right? So that tells me that D is negative 2 and C is negative pi over 6. But now here's the thing, what's the phase shift? Well, since B is equal to 1, right? Since B is 1, this makes it easy. It's just C, right? Because the phase shift is C divided by B. And since B is 1, then the phase shift, so the magnitude of the phase shift is just equal to negative pi over 6. Or it's a horizontal shift to the what? To the right, pi over 6 units. Okay. And also it's a vertical shift down 2 units. So now we know, since A is 1, that this has an amplitude of 1, which means it's going to go, if it was just a regular sine function, it would go from 1 to negative 1. But now, since this is a vertical shift down 2 units, where is the midline? Well, the midline, which is normally 0, y equals 0, is now being shifted down. So the midline is equal to negative 2, which means now this graph is bouncing between what? Well, up to negative 1 and down to negative 3. Because again, the amplitude tells us how far from the midline you are. In this case, 1. So it's going to be as high as negative 1 and as low as negative 3. Okay, now what about this one? So in this case here, we have, the phase shift here is 0. Okay? The phase shift is 0 because, again, there's no C is 0 and B is 1. Okay? Which means it's just a regular sine function with a period of 2 pi. Okay? But it does have a vertical shift down 3 units, which means the midline would be at negative 3, and this bounces again between negative 1, this would bounce between negative 2 and negative 4. Okay? All right. Okay, we'll come back and we'll do some more examples. See you then.